everyone, welcome back to the Keam series. This is Sana Khan, your maths master teacher from Vedantu, and today I have brought for you guys complete formula revision of mathematics and cheat codes for your final Keam exam. So guys, this was one of the most highly requested video because of course in one single video, if we can revise the entire syllabus, then what can be better than that, right? And maths is especially all about the formulas, right? So if we have a complete summary of all the formulas, it's like we have already completed 60%, 70% of the syllabus, if we know the application, of course. So yeah, today I have brought for you this special session where we are going to do complete formula revision and cheat codes for your Keam exam. Okay, so yes, hello and welcome, and let's start. So what we will do, we will revise all the chapters of class 11th, all the chapters of class 12th, each and every formula, but we are not going to solve any question. This is just going to be about the summary, the revision of each and every formula of your syllabus, and we also have some special cheat codes towards the end, so don't go anywhere. Okay, cheating. It is cheating. Do you know how it is cheating? It is cheating from hard work. It is smart work. So if you cheat hard work and you do smart work, it's good only, na? That cheating is good only, right or not? Hi Mayavi, hi Adi, hi Tani, hi, study with me. Hello Minakshi. Awesome. Welcome to all of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So if you are new on the channel, don't forget to subscribe because we are continuously bringing so many amazing series, study tips, exam tips, CAD sessions, revisions, PYQs, everything for you only on this channel of Vedantu Malayalam. Okay. Hi Irfana. Awesome. So hit the like button and let's get ready to start today's marathon. It is going to be a marathon because we are going to revise class 11th and class 12th syllabus together in just one single video. Okay. No, I do not know Malayalam that much. So I will converse in English and we will revise all the formulas. Okay. Awesome. Should we start then? Are you guys ready? Show the Josh. Come on. In the chat box, everybody. How's your Josh? Right, hi sir. If you are excited for this formula cheat sheet revision. Are you ready? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Amazing. Let's begin. Starting with quadratic equations. Now, quadratic equations, one shot we have not done till now. So, I'm going to revise this chapter in detail with all the formulas for you. Okay. So, what is a quadratic equation? Any equation where power of x is 2 is quadratic. That's how we identify it. Now, the main important formula of this chapter is how to find out roots of the equation. So if your equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 format, then the roots of the equation alpha beta are minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac upon 2a, right? Where a should not be 0. If it is 0, it is not quadratic, of course. Now, with the help of the discriminant, which is inside the root, we have b square minus 4ac. We determine nature of the roots. If b square minus 4ac is 0, your roots are real and equal. So alpha beta both will be equal to minus b upon 2a. If they are basically d is not equal to 0, that means the roots are unequal. But if it is greater than 0, if it is not equal to 0, we will check it is greater than 0 or less than 0. Now, if it is greater than 0, we will say that the roots are real and distinct. If it is less than 0, the roots are imaginary and distinct. Okay, they are complex numbers basically. All right, next is yeah. If A, B, C, they belong to the integers value and D is the square root of the rational numbers, then roots are rational number. When A is 1, B and C belongs to rational numbers. It is a square of integer and the roots are integer. Now, if A, B, C, they belong to rational numbers and discriminant is not a square of a rational number, then the roots are basically irrational numbers. So, alpha will be obviously like inside the root. If you don't have a perfect square, then you will get an irrational number obviously. So, in that case, the roots will be irrational. But such type of questions never come in exam. Okay. Next is, how does the graph of quadratic equation look like? So if you have a quadratic expression ax square plus bx plus c, then the graph will look like this. I guess you are unable to see the graph. So I'll just shift here. The graph looks like this, where the discriminant value is b square minus 4ac. And when you look at the intersection points, what do you get? So when your graph will intersect x-axis when y is equal to 0. So once you put this as 0, you will get minus b by 2a and minus d by 4a. So at these 2 points, they will intersect the x-axis. Okay? Yes. So it will open upward or downward based on the sign of a. If a is positive, it is a upward parabola kind of figure. If a is negative, it will be downward parabola kind of figure. Okay, see what I was telling here. So if value of a is greater than 0, then it will be an upward parabola. If value of a is less than 0, that is if it is negative, it will be a downward parabola and your vertex point will be minus b upon 2a and minus d upon 4a. Okay, great. Next is position of the roots in quadratic equation. So if a number k lies between the roots alpha and beta of the quadratic equation given in standard form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, if a into f of k is less than 0. This is the formula to identify whether k lies between the roots or not. Okay. So if you look at the graph also, you can determine that this point k is lying between the roots. How will you identify it? With the help of a formula. So if you put k in your expression and multiply with a and you get less than 0, then you can say that it lies between the roots of the equation. Next, what will happen when roots lie between two numbers? For example, if our roots are alpha and beta and we have two distinct numbers k1 and k2 where k1 is less than k2, then the following two conditions should be satisfied. Okay. First condition is discriminant should be greater than equal to 0. Second is a into f of k1 and a into f of k2 should be greater than 0. Both of them should be positive. Lastly, minus b by 2a should lie between k1 and k2. Okay. Hi Shivani. Alright. So, again, this is how your graph will look like for 2 points k1 and k2 and your roots alpha and beta lying between them. Right? Next, when both roots exceed the number. So, suppose that we have a k where k is smaller than alpha and beta, then following two conditions will be satisfied. Discriminant is greater than 0 as usual because they are real roots, and a of fk will be greater than 0 if your k is on the left of alpha and beta. This is the formula to identify that. Okay. Next, when both the roots are less than the number. So now k was on the left of alpha beta. Now k is on the right of alpha and beta. When will that happen? When these three conditions are satisfied. Right? Okay. Now position of roots of quadratic equation when one root lies between the numbers. So if alpha and beta, one of them lies between k1 and k2, then you have to basically check this condition only. Alright. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Next is common roots. Now suppose you have two quadratic equation, a1x square b1x plus c1, a2x square plus b2x plus c2. How can you determine if they have common roots or not? Now, if both the roots are common, then this condition will be satisfied. The ratio between the coefficients will be same. Then only your roots will be same. Okay, so a1 upon a2 will be equal to b1 upon b2 will be equal to c1 upon b2. Please remember this formula. Note it down as important, that if both the roots are common for two quadratic equations, then a1 by a2 will be b1 by b2 will be equal to c1 by c2. Okay, next, if only one root is common, then this formula will be satisfied, which is not visible, so it will be visible like this. Fine. So this is all about quadratic equations. Now majorly two formulas are important for you. One formula is roots and nature of root. Second formula is common roots of two quadratic equation. Okay. Can you provide maths mind map for all chapters of JEE? I guess we are not currently preparing for JEE, but Disha, recently we have done one-shot videos for Keam preparation. In the one-shot videos, I have provided mind map of all the chapters. So you can watch the end of the one-shot to get the mind map. Because at every chapter's end, I have provided mind map. You can watch that. Okay. Alright, next chapter is complex number, because along with quadratic equation you have complex number. Now in complex number, how are complex number written? Real number plus I into imaginary number. Then we have conjugate of a complex number. Conjugate is real number minus the imaginary number, iota of b. Now some properties which are important for complex and its conjugate. Any complex number plus its conjugate will be 2 times of real. Why? Because a plus ib plus a minus ib, this gets cancelled. It will be 2 times of a. Therefore 2 times of the real part of the z. And z minus z complement will be 2 times of imaginary parts of the z. Right? Similarly, if you are finding out conjugate of two complex numbers, or you want to find out conjugate of addition of the complex number, the answer will be same. Similarly, in multiplication, conjugate can be separately found out, and for division also. Yani conjugate can be distributed over addition, multiplication, subtraction or division. Alright, next is modulus of a complex number. Suppose your complex number is of the form a plus ib, real part plus iota of imaginary part, then modulus of the complex number is root over a square plus b square. Properties related to it are, this is the most important property, any complex number multiplied with the conjugate is equal to modulus whole square. That means a square plus b square, because square root whole square cancel, right? So this is important. Next, z1 plus minus z2 mod value whole square is z1 square plus z2 square plus minus 2 times of real part of z1 into z2. z1 plus z2 whole square plus z1 minus z2 whole square will be 2 times of z1 square plus z2 square. Now how is this happening? How are we getting this formula? Just use algebraic expression formula. Which formula? A plus b whole square formula, a minus b whole square formula. All of you remember the two formulas? How many of you know? A plus b whole square, a minus b whole square. You know, right? Okay. Next, another important concept asked every year in the question paper is argument of a complex number. Suppose your complex number is of the form a plus ib, then argument of z. So arg of z is basically the angle made with the x-axis and the value is tan inverse of b by a. Now there are some twists here. What are the twists? Please note down carefully. If a and b are greater than 0, it is tan inverse b by a. If imaginary part positive, real part negative, so it is pi minus tan inverse b by a. B less than 0, a less than 0. Both are negative, then minus pi plus tan inverse b by a. And if b is less than 0, a greater than 0, minus of tan inverse b by a. Please memorize. Memorize this. Why? Because in the exam, argument always comes. So you should always check a is less than 0 or greater than 0. B is less than 0 or greater than 0. Fine. Yes. Everybody understood? Okay. Argument is important. So don't argue with argument. Just memorize the formulas I have to. Alright. Next is graphical representation of a complex number using Argand plane and polar representation. Now, if the angle made with the x-axis is theta, then any complex number can be represented in the Argand plane, and the Eulerian form or the polar form is represented as, the complex number can be written as r cos theta plus I sin theta, also written as r into e to the power I theta. Okay, so this form is also used, also asked in the exam. So you should know what is I theta, what is e, what is cos theta, what is sin theta. So theta is the angle made with the x-axis. How you get theta? How will you get value of theta? It is tan inverse of b by a. Just now we have learned theta is tan inverse of b by a. So in the exam, don't get confused. What is theta? It is not given in question. How will I find out? It is given as a plus ib. B and a given. So theta is given. Understood? Okay. Next is triangular inequality is applied to complex numbers also. Mod of z1 plus z2 is less than equal to mod of z1 plus mod of z2. You cannot say it is directly equal to mod of z1 plus mod of z2. Similarly, for subtraction, then mod of z1 plus mod of z2 is always greater than equal to modulus of mod of z1 minus z2 and greater than equal to z1 minus z2 is also greater than equal to modulus of mod of z1 minus z2. Okay. First, we should check the coordinates. Yes. So, how will you check the coordinate? By checking the value of a and b. If you know the value of a and b, you can check it is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Right? Study with me. Okay. Cool. Next, one more concept, that is cube roots of unity, is asked many times in the exam of Keam. What is cube root of unity? Now 1 omega and omega squares are the cube roots of unity, because omega is equal to minus 1 plus root 3 by 2 and omega square is minus 1 minus root 3 by 2. Now, what are the properties related to them? You should know all these properties. First, each complex cube root of unity is square of the other. Integral power of omega and omega cube is 1. Sum of cube roots is always 0. That is why they are cube roots of unity. Product of cube root 1 omega and omega square is always equal to 1. And each complex root of unity is reciprocal of the other. Very interesting, very important points given over here. You have to memorize these properties. Alright. Next, so quadratic equation over. Complex number over. Next is trigonometric ratios. Now, I know behind me these things can be hidden, but don't worry. Notes are provided to you guys in our Telegram channel. So please join the Telegram channel and download the notes of this complete formula cheat sheet, so that before exam you have all the formulas at one place, right? this is like the best session planned for you guys, because you will have all the formulas at one single place. Okay. Now, trigonometric ratios, which one we learn? Sine, cosine, tan, cot, secant and cosec. Thank you, Anna. I am very happy to do that. Now, what is sine? Sine is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Cosine is base upon hypotenuse. Tangent is perpendicular upon base. Cot is opposite of this, base upon perpendicular. Secant is hypotenuse upon base. Cosec is hypotenuse upon perpendicular. Now don't ask me, ma'am, what is hypotenuse. I hope you all know that if it is a right angle, this is hypotenuse. If this is theta, then this is perpendicular and this is base. I hope you all know. Right, Albin, we never learn the full form of these trigonometric ratios. We always call them as tan, cot, secant, cosec, but they have their original names, the real names here. Now, this table has completely summarized domain of sine function, domain of each function, range of each function, period of each function, and it is odd or even function. How amazing is this chart? Just look at this chart. It has everything. What is sine? What is the domain? What is range? What is the period? What do you understand by period? What do you understand by period? After the period, value repeats. Do you know? After every 2 pi, sine value repeats. After every pi, tan value repeats. So basically, tan 30 degree and tan pi plus 30, both will be same. Similarly, cos 30 and cos 2 pi plus 30, both will be same. So after every 2 pi, same value repeats. That is the meaning of period. Odd and even function is important for integration, right? Now, their allied angles. Let's look at them. Now, when we are basically finding out multiples of pi by 2, or basically increasing our theta by pi by 2, by pi and by basically negative angles, what happens? So this is the table for you. Let me do one thing. I will just minimize myself a little so that screen is visible more properly. Yeah. First, if you're adding a multiple of pi by 2, function will change. Sign will also change depending upon the quadrant. Clear? If you are applying a multiple of pi, function does not change, but sign will change depending upon the quadrant value. Similarly, if you are finding negative of the angle, the sign changes for sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosec. For all of them, the sign changes or does not change depending upon the quadrant value. Again, here is the complete chart for you to remember. If you are doing negative of the angle, that is, if you want to find out minus of theta, for sine minus theta is minus sine theta, but cos minus theta is cos theta. Do you understand what is the meaning of minus theta? Minus theta means in place of theta, you are writing minus theta. Okay. Similarly, what is sine 90 minus theta? Cos theta. Sine 90 plus theta? Cos theta. Sine 180 minus theta? 180 plus theta. 360 minus theta? 360 plus theta. Everything is given over here. Everything. So, anybody who is afraid of trigonometry, this is the best table for you. It has all the formulas for function conversion, sine conversion. Like, if you memorize this, you have everything. Like, just somehow just memorize this. This is so helpful. I cannot tell you. You will not get this formula chart anywhere else written so nicely. It is very good, very helpful. Trust me. Come on, now let's learn about some important formulas of trigonometry. Now, range is not important for you, so leave it. It's never asked and never is going to be asked. So leave that. Let's learn about some identities of trigonometry in which we have learned in class 10 and class 11. What is sine A plus B and sine A minus B? Sine A cos B plus minus cos A sine B. Cos A plus B cos A minus B. Cos A cos B minus sine A sine B. Cos A cos B plus sine A sine B. Next, sine square A minus sine square B. Cos square A minus sine square B. Both the formulas given. Next, what is tan A plus B? Tan A minus B. Cot A plus B, cot A minus B. And tan of A plus B plus C. Again, wonderfully summarized all the identities for you, right? Next, transformation of products into sum. How can you find out 2 sine A cos B? It is sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. From here only, we are deriving these formulas. Now, this is also important. Why it is important? Suppose you get your answer 2 cos 30 degree, sine 60 degree. Now, in the options, no cos 30 sine 60 is given. So, you'll get confused that, oh, in the option, there is no 30 60. There is 90 30. What is wrong? Well, you can use this formula for conversion. It is written as sine 30 plus 60 minus sine 30 minus 60. So, this will be basically sine 90 degree minus sine minus 30 degree. Minus sine minus theta is minus sine theta. So, it will be plus sine 30 degree. Now, in the options, you see that, oh, in the option, sine 90, sine 30 is given. That means my answer is correct. I just have to transform it like this. So, therefore, these formulas are important. Okay. Next, what is sine C plus sine D? Sine C minus sine D. So, it is like, what is sine 30 minus sine 90? Or, what is sine 20 minus sine 70? So, for such type of question, these formulas will be used. Okay. Next, our double angle formula is used at many places in trigonometric chapter. Sine 2a, it 2 sine A cos A. Cos 2a is cos square A minus sine square A. Also written as 1 minus 2 sine square A, 2 cos square A minus 1. Also 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A. Now, sometimes sine 2a, cos 2a, tan 2a, all of them can be transformed as tan A. Tan A. So, sometimes questions are asked related to this concept also. So, remember, sine 2a can be converted into tan A. Cos 2a can be converted into tan A. Tan 2a can be converted into tan A. All of them can be converted. Okay? Cool. Triple angle formulas. What is sine 3a? What is cos 3a? What is tan 3a? Sometimes asked in the exam. What is, for example, sine of 3a? Or they can ask you what is sine of 3 into 70 degree? 210 degree. So, you can use this formula to solve. Okay. Next, half angle formulas are also there. What will be sine A by 2, cos A by 2, tan A by 2? Sometimes they are also used. Now, this type of question looks like arithmetic progression or geometrical progression, but they are from trigonometry. So, you can memorize this formula, but not that important. Not that important. Okay. Next, inverse trigonometric functions. Well, trigonometry is important, but inverse trigonometry is also more important. In inverse trigonometry, you should know domain of these functions, range of the functions, odd function or not, it's like up to you. Sometimes it is asked in integration or otherwise it's not of much use. Okay. Next, you should remember the properties of trigonometry and inverse trigonometry. For example, sine of sine inverse x is what? Cos of cos inverse x is what? Now it is equal to x only in the domain, only inside the domain. not outside the domain. Okay. Here also they are theta for these values of theta in radians. Next, what is sine inverse of minus x? Negative angle concept is also given. So when it is sine, it will be minus. When it is cos, it will be pi minus cos inverse x. Again, these formulas are important. Please memorize them. And remember, x should belong to the domain. How can you get the notes? Adityan, do you have Telegram channel? Have you joined our Telegram channel? So see, I'll show you. So this is our Telegram channel. All of you can see. Vedantu Malayalam channel. Loading. So in Vedantu Malayalam channel, we upload the notes every day. See, morning formula revision notes already uploaded for physics and chemistry. So if you join Vedantu Malayalam Telegram channel, you will have the notes of every chapter. Okay. Alright. Moving on. Sine inverse of 1 by x, cos inverse of 1 by x and tan inverse of 1 by x is their reciprocal itself. Only for cot, it will depend on the sign also. Of like x is greater than 0 or less than 0. Okay. Hi Atara. Next. Sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is pi by 2. Tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is pi by 2. And secant inverse x plus cosec inverse x is pi by 2 in their domain. Lastly, tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is this if xy is less than 1. Now this formula is used. These two are not generally asked. Keam will not ask you in such details, but I have written here because I want to give you guys everything possible. It is up to you how much you can memorize, right? Similarly, 2 tan inverse x also will depend on the value of x. Give me 1 second guys, my laptop battery is low. I'll just start the charger. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay. 2 tan inverse x can also be transformed into sine inverse and cos inverse using this formula. So sometimes in the question, suppose they give you tan inverse x. They give you tan inverse of pi by 3 or tan inverse of some unknown angle like pi by 7. And in the options you have sine inverse or cos inverse. Then what will you do? You will basically cannot find out tan value or theta value. So you should know these formulas. Okay. Alright. Next chapter is arithmetic progression and geometric progression, that is sequence and series. How many of you know this chapter, or how many of you know find this chapter easy? AP and GP. Tell me quickly. AP and GP is easy or not? You don't know. Abhishek, in the last days of a Keam exam, you are telling me you don't know. APGP. Sequence and series. See. AP is arithmetic progression, where every term is increasing or decreasing by a common difference. So first term is A, second term will be A plus D, third term will be A plus 2D, fourth term will be A plus 3D. So every time D increasing. Okay, so that is arithmetic progression. Now in arithmetic progression, few formulas are there, very few formulas are there, and that much only is asked. So first, everybody understood how to find out terms, common difference. Second, if you want to find out nth term of the AP, suppose you want to find out 5th term, 6th term, 8th term or 100th term, what will you do? The formula is A plus n minus 1 into D. So for example, you want to find out 100th term. So it is simply first term plus 100 minus 1 into common difference. Simple. Next, sum of the first n terms of the AP. Suppose you want to find out addition of first 50 terms of an AP. What will you do? Put it in the formula. N by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay. Lastly, if there are 3 numbers in AP, then 2b will be always equal to a plus c. It is like the mean average formula, right? Arithmetic mean formula. Next is geometric progression. Now what is geometric progression? If your first number is 3, second number is 3 into 2, third number is 3 into 2 into 2, fourth number is 3 into 2 into 2 into 2. So every time you're multiplied by 2, again multiplied by 2, again multiplied by 2, like that. So it has common ratio. Every time a new number is multiplied for getting the next term. Okay. Now in GP, what is the formula for nth term, 100th term, 80th term? Simply a into r to the power n minus 1. Okay. First term into common ratio to the power n minus 1. Sum of n terms will be a into r to the power n minus 1 upon r minus 1. Sum of infinite GP. Sometimes your GP can be infinite, like you keep on multiplying, keep on multiplying, keep on multiplying, you get so many answers. So it is a upon 1 minus r simply. And if ABC are in GP, then geometric mean is basically B square is equal to AC. Okay. Now, AP-GP can be used to find out some standard formulas for addition of like some known type of number. For example, first n natural number, n into n plus 1 by 2. Sum of square of first n natural numbers, n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. Sum of cube of first n natural number is this. Sum of first n odd natural number, n square. First n even natural number, n into n plus 1. These are very important shortcut formulas which you can use. Okay. Next chapter, binomial theorem. Binomial theorem, very less questions will be asked. Very few formulas are there. Okay. So it is generally like 1 or 2 questions, not more than that from this chapter. So binomial expansion formula is important. It is one single formula. X plus y whole to the power n is n. We will start from n and C0, then C1, C2, C3 and so on. We will go on till NCN. Then x power will decrease. It will be n, then n minus 1, then n minus 2 and y power increases. So y to the power 0, y to the power 1, y to the power 2. Like that you have binomial expansion. Now general term for a binomial expansion, like if you want to find out the 50th term, the 47th term, what is that? T of r plus 1 will be NCR, x to the power n minus r, y to the power r. So suppose you want to find out 100th term. So what will you do? R will be 99 because here we are doing 99 plus 100. So R value will become 99. Remember. Okay. Now standard expansion, if y is replaced by 1, then this is the standard expansion for 1 plus x to the power n and 1 minus x to the power n. Okay. Next, some properties of the binomial coefficients. Now these are very important formulas for your binomial coefficients. NCR plus NCR minus 1 is n plus VNCR. This is shortcut formula. Please star mark this. It is very important formula. All the formulas are important. Memorize them nicely. And direct questions will be asked. Okay. R into NCR is n into n minus 1 CR minus 1. NCR upon NCR minus 1 is n minus r plus 1 upon r. And NCR is also equal to NCn minus r. Remember, for example, 20C4 is equal to 20C20 minus 4. That is 20C16. So always remember, you can directly write the same answer. Okay? Cool. Sum of binomial coefficients is NC0 plus NC1 and so on. NCn is 2 to the power n. NC0 minus, if there is alternate negative sign, it is 0. NC0, NC2, NC and so on is always equal to, like, even coefficients sum is equal to odd coefficients sum. It is equal to 2 to the power n minus 1. Okay. Hi Erin. Alright. Lastly, we have middle term expansion formula. So the middle term in the expansion of x plus y to the power n will be t n plus 2 by 2 if n is even, and t n plus 1 by 2, t n plus 1 by 2 plus 1 average of these two if n is odd. It is just like median of data in statistics we have learned, right? Yes, Albin, today we are doing permutation and combination also. Don't worry. Okay, next is, what is the largest term in the binomial expansion? So to find the greatest term of the binomial expansion, 1 plus x to the power n, first you have to find out what is m. But what is m? M is x into n plus 1 upon x plus 1 mod value. Once you have found out m, if it is an integer, then tm, mth term and m plus 1th term, they both are equal and are greatest. Second, if m is not integer, then t of greatest integer of m plus 1 is the greatest term. So this square bracket denotes what? Greatest integer function. Remember greatest integer function? That is applied here. Okay. Now, so in binomial expansion, you have all these formulas only. Next is permutation and combination. Now, thanks a lot because I'm happy 80% of my maths is done. Yay, Athra, that was our aim. That not just 80%, 100% of your syllabus should be completed by us. We are there to help you. Hi, Rishan. Okay, permutation formula, NPR. It is basically arrangement of objects. How many arrangements are possible? The formula is n factorial upon n minus r factorial. What is factorial? What is 3 factorial? 3 into 2 into 1. What is 5 factorial? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. What is 0 factorial? Anyone? 0 factorial is? Hello, butterfly. Why is your name butterfly, by the way? Very good, Joshna. 0 factorial is 1. Kids, remember, 0 factorial is 1. Very good, Gauri. Very nice, very nice. Very good, Nishana. So, 0 factorial is 1. Now, properties of permutation which are basically important for you. NP0 is 1. NPR is n into n minus 1 PR minus 1. N minus 1 PR plus R into n minus 1 PR minus 1 is equal to NPR. Now, why are these formulas important? Sometimes in the question they will give you something like this. They'll put some n value, some r value. In the options they will give you value like this. So don't get confused that, oh, I am getting answer like this. But in the option the answer is given like this. So you should remember these properties so that you can match the option. That's where they can create confusions. The examiner may create confusions like this. Next important formula. NPR upon NPR minus 1 is N minus R plus 1. Again, another very important formula. What about circular permutation? Number of circular permutation if n distinct objects are inside a circle is n minus 1 factorial. Now the clockwise and anti-clockwise order of arrangements are considered as distinct. They are not considered same. Okay? Cool. Next is, what is the formula for selection of one or more objects? Now if you are selecting one object from n different items, then the number of selections possible is 2 to the power n minus 1. Now if all the items are same, all of them are same, then it is only n selection possible. Next, selecting one or more item from identical items and n different items. So there are p identical items, n different items. Then you have number of selections as 2 to the power n into p plus 2 to the power n minus 1. Okay. So these are the formulas related to permutations. Now combination formula we have already seen in the binomial expression chapter, because their combination is only used generally everywhere. Now next is jumping on to matrix and determinants. Now matrix, we have learned different types of matrix. Then we have learned about idempotent and nilpotent matrix. This is something I did not put in the one shot videos. That's why I have brought here as well, because so that you should know everything from the chapter. So what is idempotent matrix? If a square is equal to a, it is idempotent. If a to the power n is 0, it is nilpotent. This is never asked in Keam exam, but can be asked in Keam exam. So it has never asked before, but it may be asked. That is why I'm telling. Okay, I'm telling you everything that can be asked. I don't want to leave anything. Okay. Next is trace of a matrix. We did not learn about trace. Now what is trace? Trace is sum of elements in the principal diagonal of the square matrix. Which one is principal diagonal, kids? Suppose you have a matrix A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. The principal diagonal is this. So what is trace of the matrix? A plus E plus I is the trace of the matrix. Clear to everybody? Now, there are some properties for the trace of a matrix. Trace of lambda A is lambda times of trace of A. Trace of A plus B is trace of A plus trace of B. Trace of A into B is trace of B into A. Always remember, multiplication is not commutative. So, AB is not equal to BA. Okay, cool. Next important formula is for adjoint of a matrix. What is adjoint? It is transpose of the cofactors of a matrix. So you find the cofactors, you transpose it, you get adjoint, right? The properties of adjoint are determinant of adjoint of A is determinant of A to the power n minus 1. All of these formulas are very important. Direct question can come from these formulas, okay? And determinant of adjoint A is determinant A to the power n minus 1 whole square. A into adjoint of A or adjoint of A into A is determinant into I. What is I? Identity matrix 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Identity matrix. Very important formula. All these three formulas are very important. Can be asked definitely. Okay. Next. Inverse. Very important. Write down. Very important. Always they will ask question from here. Inverse of a matrix is 1 upon determinant into adjoint of A. Properties of determinants and inverse of a matrix is A into inverse of A is I matrix. Of course, that is the definition of inverse. I is what? Identity matrix. Like 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Next, k into a whole inverse is 1 upon k a inverse. A inverse determinant is same as determinant inverse. Remember. Next, what is symmetric and skew symmetric matrix? We have seen if A and A transpose are same, then it is symmetric. If A is equal to minus of A transpose, skew symmetric. Next, odd power of skew symmetric matrix is always singular, and any matrix can be represented as the sum of symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. These are the formulas related to symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. Next, using matrix, using inverse, you can find out solution of system of equations. Now, if you have two equations, a1x b1y plus c1 equals to 0, a2x b2y plus c2 equals to 0, by Cramer's rule, if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then x upon determinant of this is equal to y upon determinant of this is equal to 1 upon determinant of this. Now, there are three types of solutions possible. Either there will be no solution when the lines do not intersect. One solution when they intersect at one point. Many solutions when they are intersecting at a lot of points. The lines are like this, one above the other. Now, how to identify mathematically? If there are three system of equations given, by Cramer's rule, find out what is determinant of a1 b1 c1, a2 b2 c2, a3 b3 c3. Next, find out determinants of d1 d2 d3 instead of a1 a2 a3. Determinant 2 basically is d1 d2 d3 replacing b1 b2 and d1 d2 d3 replacing c1 c2. Find out all of them. Now, x value can be found out by lambda determinant 1 upon determinant 2 upon determinant, and determinant 3 upon determinant will be z for three planes. I am talking about planes here, not lines. Okay. Now, lastly, condition to identify the nature of solution. So, it is consistent and unique solution if determinant is 0. Consistent and many solution if determinant is 0 and determinant 1, 2, 3 are also 0. It is inconsistent, that is no solution when determinant is 0 and determinant 1, 2, 3 are not 0. Remember, this is important. They ask it in the Keam exam. Alright. So, we have revised matrix and determinant. So, from matrix and determinant, majorly they will ask about adjoint, inverse and system of equations. Now, one more shortcut formula we missed here. I just want to give it to you. Inverse of matrix, shortcut formula for 2 cross 2 matrix. How many of you remember? If your matrix is a 2 by 2 matrix, A, B, C, D, how do you find out inverse and adjoint? Adjoint, you remember? A here, D here, replace them. B will become minus B, C will become minus C, and determinant will be AD minus BC. This is shortcut formula. You should know. Very, very, very important formula. Very, 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 very important formula. Every year they ask question from this. Every year. So please, that is very easy formula also. Just remember it. Okay. Alright. Moving on. Before doing differentiation and integration, you should know some standard formulas of some standard functions. For example, properties of log functions. Log of m into n is log m plus log n. Log of m divided by n is log m minus log n. Log base a m to the power alpha. Always the power will come in front. It is equal to alpha into log base am. Ma'am, is that used only for 2 cross 2 matrix? Yes, Albin. That formula is used only for 2 cross 2 matrix, and in the Keam exam, they generally ask 2 cross 2 only. That is why I am telling you that specifically. Many times they have asked questions from that. Okay. Okay. Now remember, whenever you are finding log of any variable or a function, whatever is there in the power comes in front. Okay. Log base a beta to the power beta of m, this power, like if base has a power, it will also come in front, but as a reciprocal. This is very interesting, very useful formula. Okay. Next, log base b m can be written as log base a m divided by log base a b. Again, important formulas. Log of 1 is 0. Log of a base a is 1. Log of a base 1 by a is -1. Log base b of a is reciprocal of a b. So if you exchange base, it will be reciprocal. A to the power x can be written as e to the power x log a. All these formulas are important. Please memorize them. I am telling you each and every important formula that you should remember. Okay. Moving on to the next chapter, probability. Now probability has very few formulas. On, I guess, Monday we are going to do probability and statistics. So we will revise that in detail also. Okay. Next, probability of a number is basically number of favorable outcomes divided by sample space. For independent events, remember, probability of A intersection B is probability of A into probability of B. What is independent event? This is also happening, this is also happening, but they do not depend on each other. Simple. Next, mutually exclusive event. If this happens, this cannot happen. If this happens, this cannot happen. So two events cannot happen together. Mutually exclusive. Here A intersection B is 0. Remember, exhaustive events is basically multiple events happening together. So how will you find out probability? Union, union, union. Just add all of them. That is the probability. Next, conditional probability formula. What is the probability for happening of A given that B has already occurred? The formula is A given B. Formula is A intersection B upon B. A intersection B upon B. Okay. Now, in statistics, there are three measures of central tendency which are important for you. First is mean. What is mean? Sum of all observations divided by the number of observations. Mode is the data which is repeating maximum number of times. Suppose there is a shop which is selling black color t-shirt maximum number of times. So black color t-shirt is the mode of that shop. That means maximum sale, maximum frequency, maximum appearance. That is mode. Clear? Can you have two mode? Yes. 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 Remember. Next, what is median? Generally students get confused about median. Ma'am, we don't understand this formula, what it is trying to say. Are you also like that, who gets confused in median formula? Median is very simple. Do you know what? If you have a data, arrange in ascending order. All of you know ascending order, small to big. Arrange it. Suppose you have arranged 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Count from starting and ending. Remove one value. For example, 1 from start, 1 from end. Second, third. Now what is left? Two numbers are left. So median will be 5 plus 7 by 2. So simple. Just 5 plus 7 by 2. Okay. Similarly, suppose this number is not there. Last number is not there. 2, 11. 3, 9. 4, 7. Only one number is left. It will be median. So if it is odd, only the middle number. If it is even, then middle two numbers divided by 2. That is a median. Simple concept. Okay. One important formula for the relationship between mean, median and mode. Mode is 3 times of median minus 2 times of mean. Remember, mode is 3 times of median minus 2 times of mean. Okay? Awesome. Next, properties of mean. Again, important questions may be asked from here. If each observation is added, subtracted, multiplied or divided by some constant, then the resulted mean is also added, subtracted, multiplied or divided by the same constant. If you multiply all the numbers by 2, just multiply mean also by 2. Simple. The sum of deviation of each value from the mean will always be 0. And lastly, the mean of two groups of same unit of measurement is given by combined mean is n1 into x1 mean plus n2 into x2 mean divided by n1 plus n2. What is n1 n2? What is n1 n2? Number of observation, number of variables, number of numbers, count of the numbers basically. Okay. Lastly, mean deviation formula. This formula is generally not asked in Keam exam because it is lengthy formula, but still I am writing here for you. Again, because I want to give you everything, but I will I can point it out that this is not much asked in the exam. Okay, cool. Variance and standard deviation of data. Now again, variance and standard deviation is not asked much. Well, honestly speaking, statistics is not asked in Keam exam much. Statistics is not important chapter. So still variance and standard deviations formula, you can memorize it from here. Okay, moving on. Basic connectives. Sometimes if the symbol is given, you should know what does that mean. So this basic connective is basically and, V stands for or, this symbol stands for if then, this symbol stands for if and only if, and this is not P. I will say this is important, may be asked in Keam exam, may be asked. Okay. Again, negation of the compound statement. So just now we have seen some statements. Their negation formula is given over here. You should memorize these formulas. They are important. Okay. This is also star mark, important. Memorize it. They can ask questions from here. All right. Tautology and contradiction are basically two statements. So if they ask for tautology, basically a compound statement which is always true is a tautology. A compound statement which is always false is contradiction. So how can you prove that it is a tautology? Using this formula, and contradiction using this formula. No, Akshay, we have not yet discussed calculus formulas. Oh, Akshay took the name of calculus and calculus appeared. So from here your calculus starts, your differentiation calculus and integral calculus. Okay, starting with limits chapter. Now limits. Generally the limits which are of intermediate form can be, this intermediate form can be removed and limits can be found out. They are finite. Okay. Now what are the properties of limits? So day before yesterday we did limits chapter. So I hope you guys remember all the formulas. Limit of a constant multiplied with a function is constant multiplied with the function and the limit. Limit of x tends to a function to the power m is, this bracket will not be there, sorry, remove it. Limit of fx plus minus gx can be written as limit of fx plus minus limit of gx. And if you have a function written in the power of e, then limit can also shift to the power of e, no problem. L'Hospital's rule is majorly used to solve limits problem. Whenever your question is of the form 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, you can use L'Hospital's rule, which says that limit x tends to a, fx upon gx is equal to limit x tends to a, f dash x upon g dash x. So if you put x is equal to a and in numerator and denominator you get 0, then simply differentiate the numerator and denominator. After that you put a, you will get the limit value. Okay. Now some standard formulas which we revised that day for limits. E to the power mx minus 1 upon x is m. X to the power m minus a to the power m upon x to the power n minus a to the power n is m by n into a to the power m minus n. Oh my god, it became like a riddle to pronounce. A to the power x minus 1 upon x, where x is tending to 0, will be log base EA, and log 1 plus x upon x will be log E base A. Okay. Hi Diya. Next, some important trigonometric formulas. They are asked many times in the PYQs also. So, sin x upon x is 1. Sin mx upon x is m. Similarly, tan x upon x is 1. So, tan mx upon x will be m. Sin x upon x and cos x upon x, when limit is infinity, then it will be 0. Remember, it will not be 1. These two formulas not yet asked, may be asked in this year exam. Continuity. How do we check for continuity? If the left hand limit and the right hand limit is equal to f of a, we call it continuous function at a. Remember, results of continuity, basically some difference product of two continuous function is always continuous. Polynomial function always continuous. Greatest integer function discontinuous when x belongs to integers. Logarithmic, exponential, trigonometric, inverse trigonometric functions are always continuous in their domain. And if gx is continuous at x is equal to a and f is continuous at ga, then their composition of function f of g will be continuous at x is equal to a. These are some results based on continuity. Next is differentiability. How to check it is differentiable or not? The left hand derivative and the right hand derivative should be equal. Then we say that it is differentiable. Alright. Please remember, if it is differentiable, it is continuous also. Continuous also. But if it is continuous, it is not necessary that it is differentiable. Okay. Think why. Okay. Now some standard rules to find differentiability or differentiation of the functions. Sin inverse x differentiation is 1 upon root over 1 minus x square. Cos inverse x differentiation will be minus of this. So just apply with minus sign. Tan inverse x is same as minus of cot inverse x, 1 upon 1 plus x square. Secant inverse x and minus cosec inverse x is same as 1 upon mod x root over x square minus 1. Now differentiation of fx plus minus gx is differentiation of fx plus differentiation of gx. You can distribute it. But for product, we apply product rule. Differentiation of first function multiplied with second function. Differentiation of second function multiplied with first function. Remember, question rule. Denominator into differentiation of numerator minus numerator into differentiation of denominator upon denominator whole square. That is question rule. Next, for logarithmic differentiation, why and when we use logarithmic differentiation? If there is a function raised to the power of another function, then what we do? We apply log. So log of y will be log of sin x to the power x square. Why? Because power always comes in front. So this will become log y is x square into log sin x. Now the differentiation is easier. Okay. So whenever there is function to the power of another function, Apply log. Remember. Next, application of derivatives chapter. You have four main topics. First is rate of change. What is rate of change? Basically, differentiation of that dependent variable with respect to independent variable. For example, differentiation of area with respect to radius, differentiation of volume with respect to time. This is asked in the questions. Next, equation of tangent, equation of normal, very important. Every year one question guaranteed. What is slope of tangent? Dy by dx at x1 y1. Slope of normal minus dx by dy at x1 y1. Because tangent slope into normal slope is -1. Remember, tangent into normal is -1. Okay, I'm talking about slope. Next, angle between two curves. Slope m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 n2. Shortest distance between two curves. Simply, no, not two curves. It is the distance between a curve and a point. It will be put that point on the curve and divided by the square root, like the mod value of all the coefficients. Okay. Third topic of this chapter is increasing and decreasing function. How will you determine it is increasing? If f dash x is greater than 0 for all x belonging to their domain. If f dash x is less than 0 in this interval, then fx is decreasing. Okay. Greater than 0, increasing, less than 0, decreasing. Last concept, maxima, minima. Maxima is like the maximum value of the curve. Minima is the minimum value of the curve. How to identify? If, step number 1, f dash x is 0, find the value of x naught. Then, find f double dash x, order derivative, second order derivative. If it is less than 0, it is local maxima. Greater than 0, local minima. Equal to 0, saddle point, also known as inflection point. Remember. Okay. Lastly, in this chapter, you also have Rolle's theorem and Lagrange mean value theorem. Rolle's theorem says that if a function is continuous in closed interval, differentiable in open interval AB, and f of a is equal to fb, then there exists a point C in the interval AB such that f dash C is 0. Lagrange mean value theorem says that if it is continuous in closed interval, differentiable in open interval, then f dash C can be found out fb minus fa upon b minus a. This is important formula. They have asked in the Keam PYQs. Okay. Next, so we have revised differential calculus. Now let's come to integral calculus. Integration. Yesterday only we did integration complete revision. If you have not seen that video, please watch it. It will help you. Now here, integration of tan x minus log cos x. Sec x log sec x plus tan x. Cosec x is log cosec minus cot x. Integration of 1 upon root over a square minus x square is sin inverse x by a or minus of cos inverse x by a. 1 upon a square plus x square is 1 by a tan inverse x by a or minus 1 by a cot inverse x by a. And integration of this is 1 by a secant inverse of x by a or minus of 1 by a cosec inverse x by a. Okay. Next few important formulas. 1 upon a square minus x square integration. 1 upon x square minus a square integration. Root integration. All these formulas you have to memorize. If you don't memorize, we will not be able to solve questions, direct questions which are asked in the exam. Okay. Next, some important properties of integration. Integration of differentiation of integration of fx is fx. Integration of a constant multiplied with the function is constant can be taken out. Integration of fx plus gx is fx. Integration of fx plus minus integration of gx. Next, if integration of fx is capital Fx plus c, then integration of f of ax plus b is capital, like whatever the function you have got, ax plus b divided by a. Okay, if you have a basically function given like this, where numerator is differentiation of denominator, then directly you can write integration of fx as log of fx. This is important formula. And lastly, this formula is also there. Next, substitution method is used for solving integration questions. When you see multiple functions together, try to convert one function as t. When you apply this concept, when you see that your integration is of this format, if f of gx into g dash of x, this format is given, then put gx is equal to g is equal to t and g dash x dx will be dt. After you put it here, you will be able to solve it easily. Okay, that is substitution method. Next, some standard substitution which we generally use to solve question is, if we have expressions like a square plus x square, put x is equal to a tan theta or a cot theta. It will simplify your answer. If it is a square minus x square, put x is equal to a sin theta or a cos theta. If it is x square minus a square, then put a cos theta or a cosec theta. And similarly for root over values. Okay. Next, when you have product of two functions and you want to integrate it, you have to use ILATE method to decide order, priority order. ILATE is basically I for inverse trigonometry, L for logarithm, A for arithmetic, T for trigonometry, and E for exponential. So, why do we use ILATE? Because integration of fx into gx is fx into integration of gx minus integration of d by dx of fx into integration of gx dx. So that's why you should know which is the first function, which is the second function. Okay. Oh my god, you want to skip integration because it is too hard? Well, now of course there is no time to learn integration, so you can skip it. What can I say? Now comes definite integration, where the limits are there. So in definite integration, there are some important formulas which are used to solve the questions. When you exchange the variable, answer does not change. If you exchange the limit, minus sign is applied. If you break the limits, nothing will happen. It's absolutely fine. A to b fx dx is same as a plus b minus x of dx. This formula is not that important. Leave it. 0 to a fx dx is same as 0 to a f of a minus x. This formula is very, very important. Minus a to a fx dx is 2 times of 0 to a fx dx if fx is even, and it is 0 if fx is odd. Okay. And lastly, a to a plus nt of fx dx can be written as n times of 0 to d fx dx. Area under the curve, whenever you integrate curve, it gives you area below the curve above the x-axis till the point you are integrating. If you are integrating till x is equal to 3, till that point. Okay. Oh yeah, one more chapter was left for differential calculus, that is differential equation. Now differential equation is what? An equation which is made up of first order, second order, third order derivatives. Now in this, two small simple terms are there: order and degree of differential equation. Order is basically the highest order derivative present in the equation. Degree is basically power of the highest order derivative in the equation. Now remember, degree is only defined if your function is polynomial. If your function is trigonometric, logarithmic, not a polynomial, then just write degree is not defined. Okay. Now, 3 methods of solving differential equation. Do you guys remember? We have already memorized it, revised it. First is variable separation, separate x, separate y and integrate separately. Homogeneous, it is applied when numerator and denominator have same power of variable. Here we put y is equal to vx and dy by dx is transformed into this, and then we separate the variables to integrate. Linear differential equation is of this format: dy by dx plus py is equal to q, where p and q are function of x. For this we find integrating factor. Integrating factor is e to the power integration of p function with respect to dx. Then after finding integrating factor, we put it in the equation to get our differential equation. Okay. Next, some more formulas for you, like ONGC rule. The circumcenter, centroid and orthocenter of triangles are given. Then you should know that they are collinear, and the centroid divides the orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio of 2:1. Another important formula which we have learned in determinant chapter as well. If you want to find out area of a triangle where the coordinates are given, you can directly use determinant of x1 y1 1, x2 y2 1, x3 y3 1 divided by 2. Okay, next is 2D geometry. In 2D geometry we have straight lines and conic sections. In straight lines we have equation of straight line. General equation of straight line: ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Slope intercept form: y is equal to mx plus c. Point slope form: when one point x1 y1 given, then y minus y1 is m into x minus x1. 2 point form: y minus y1 is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 into x minus x1, because m is same as this. Intercept form: x by a plus y by b is 1. And normal form is x cos alpha plus y sin alpha is p. What is p? P is the distance from origin, remember. Next, what if two lines are parallel or perpendicular? If the given two lines are parallel, then only the constant value will change. If two lines are perpendicular, then a will become, basically their slope will change. So AB, they will exchange and their sign will also change. So ax plus by will become bx minus ay plus lambda if they are perpendicular. Next, conic sections. The first conic section is circle. So in the conic sections we have learned about pair of straight lines, circles, parabola, ellipse and hyperbola. So this is standard equation of all of them. Standard equation of a circle where h and k is center. If the center is origin, then x square plus y square is equal to r square. If the circle passes through origin, this is the equation. If it touches the x-axis, if it touches the y-axis, if it touches the both axes. No need to memorize these formulas. If you remember the standard formula, you can obviously derive all the other formulas as well, right? Next, general equation of a circle is given by x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0, where minus g and minus f are the center of the circle and root over g square plus f square minus c are the radius of the circle. Remember. So minus g and minus f will be the center of the circle. Next, if diameter end point given x1, y1, x2, y2, then equation of the circle formula will be this. Next, point, line and a circle. Now this is not important, never asked in Keam exam. Okay, tangent and normal to the equation of a circle. So in the slope form, equation of the circle will be this. In the point form, equation of the circle will be this. Generally, they never ask question for tangent normal of a circle. So you can skip it basically. It's a little advanced formula. Okay, next is parabola. Everything is important in parabola. The standard equation of parabola: when the vertex is 0, coordinates of focus, equation of directrix, equation of axis, length of lattice rectum, focal distance of the point, parametric coordinates and parametric equations. All of this is important. Don't skip anything. Okay. Next, equation of chord of a parabola and condition of focal chord is this. Now, these two formulas are not important, not asked generally. Okay. Next, we have ellipse. Standard form of the ellipse: x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equal to 1. When the coordinates of the center are 0, 0. Coordinates of the vertex, coordinates of foci, major axis 2a, major axis 2b. If it is a horizontal ellipse. If it is vertical ellipse, then 2b, 2a. Okay. Equation of major axis, equation of minor axis, equation of directrix, eccentricity, length of lateral septum, and focal distance point. Everything is important. I have already revised and explained how to apply these formulas in the questions. So you can refer to 2D Minnal Keam series if you have not seen that video. Okay. Hyperbola, the only difference is in minus sign. Again, all the formulas written over here, very important. Eccentricity is most important. Here also, eccentricity is most important. Okay. Abhirami beta, I don't know Malayalam. Can you write in English? Okay, that is 2D geometry. Now coming to 3D geometry. In 3D geometry, we have scalar product, vector product, equation of point, equation of line, equation of plane. So first, what is scalar product? Dot product of two vectors is called as scalar product. It is commutative, it is associative, it is distributive. Next, A dot B is 0 when they are perpendicular lines. Projection of a vector on another vector is A dot B upon mod B. Vector product is basically cross product of two vectors, which is mod A into mod B into sine theta into unit vector. Now, Lagrange identity says that A cross B whole square is A square into B square minus A dot B whole square is equal to determinant of this. Now, there are some properties of vector product. A cross B is 0 when A, B are parallel because sine 0 is 0. A cross B is not equal to B cross A. M into A cross B is fine. You can multiply a constant. And A cross B plus C is A cross B plus A cross C. Distribution over addition is done. Same here. Properties of vector product. I, J, K is 0. But I, J is K, J, K is I, K, I is J. Alternatively, you can multiply. Next, A cross B can be found out by finding determinant of I, J, K, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3. Important. Now, vector of magnitude R and perpendicular to A and B can be found out by R into A cross B upon mod of A cross B. Next, vectors are also used to find some areas, like if it is area of triangle, it will be half of A cross B plus B cross C plus C cross A. If they are collinear, then A cross B plus B cross C plus C cross A will be 0. And if it is a quadrilateral whose diagonals are D1, D2, then it will be half of mod value of D1 cross D2. Okay. Why we are finding mod value? Because we don't need direction. We only need magnitude, the value, right? Next, distance between two lines, formula is here. Now, generally we don't use this formula. Generally, distance between two vector lines is not asked in the exam, but still you can remember and memorize it if it is asked. Next, distance between two parallel lines will be given by B. B vector will be parallel into cross product of A2 minus A1. A2 and A1 are the 2 points on the two lines divided by mod of B. Scalar triple product, good formula asked and used in Keam exam. A dot B cross C is same as A cross B dot C. Now it is used to prove three vectors are coplanar. Important concept. If they are coplanar, scalar product is 0. Please remember, this is important concept asked in many times. Okay, properties of scalar triple product. This is not that important. Not asked much in the exam. Generally, they only ask about um, coplanarity of three vectors. Okay. Alright, next is volume of a tetrahedron OABC with O as the origin and PVs of ABC are given by the vectors. Can be used this formula to find out volume of that tetrahedron. Basically, scalar triple product formula. Okay. Similarly, position vector of the centroid of the tetrahedron can be given by 1/4 of A plus B plus C plus D vectors, where A, B, C, D are the angular vertex corners. Okay, so that was about vectors. Now in 3D geometry, you have direction cosines, direction ratios, equation of a line, equation of a plane, direction, basically distance between two lines, distance between two planes, all these formulas. So what are direction cosines? The angle made with x, y and z axis. Direction cosines square sum is always 1. Next, direction ratios are the values which are proportional to direction cosines. Next, if you have two lines of having the direction ratios A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, then you can use this formula to find angle between them, which will be equal to cos theta. Now, if your lines are parallel, then of course, the distance between them will be 0. Therefore, L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2 will be 0. Now, if the equation of a plane is asked when 3 points are given, then you can use determinant of the 3 points, where here you will put x, y and z, and at other places you will put x2, x3, y2, y3, z2, z3. Remaining x1, 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 y1, 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 z1, z1, z1. Binomial theorem, yeah, it is fine. You can leave binomial theorem. Not much questions are asked from that anyways. Next, equation of a plane passing through a fixed point. If you want to find out equation of a plane, just do r dot parallel vector is equal to d, or direction ratio into x minus x1, b into y minus y1 plus c into z minus z1 equals to 0. This is also point given, parallel vector given. Done. Intercept form is simple. It will be just x by a plus y by b plus z by c is equal to 0. Right? Next, angle between two planes is given by cos theta of their parallel vectors dot product divided by mod of the parallel vectors. Next, important is distance of a point from a plane. Simply put the point in the plane equation and divide it by coefficient square. That's it. That's all you have to do. Right? We have already revised all of this in 3D geometry chapter in detail. So if you want to understand application of the formula, you can watch Minnal Keam series. We have revised everything in detail. Okay. Here I am just summarizing each and every formula for you. Okay. Angle between two planes. If your planes basically are given and their direction ratios are given, then the sine theta will be angle between, no. Sine theta is the angle between line and a plane. Angle between two plane formula is wrong. Sorry. Angle between two plane is simply cos theta is equal to A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2 upon square root of A1 square, B1 square, C1 square into square root of A2 square, B2 square, C2 square. Okay. Now, between line and plane, please remember it is not cos theta, it is sine theta. A into L plus B into N plus C into N upon A square, B square, C square root over L square plus N square plus N square. Okay. Alright. So, we have revised everything from class 11th and class 12th syllabus. Yes, conic section over, revision over already. Now, some cheat codes for you to basically complete your paper on time in a quick manner. Here you go. First, generally, if your options are very confusing, try to eliminate the options like none of the above, all of the above, check about them. Eliminate options which are too different and try to basically guess B or C option because generally they are more famous and more asked. Next, try to remember the direct formulas. I have seen that you guys don't remember trigonometric formulas. That is not good. If you don't remember direct values, tan pi by 3, cos pi by 3, tan minus pi by 3, you will not be able to answer the question quickly, right? So remember all the direct values. It will help you solve quick. Read the OMR instructions very carefully and mark the answer very properly so that it's not like you have asked, like solved the answer but marked it wrong and you lose the marks. That will be so bad. And when two options are completely having opposite signs and you are not able to question, then basically guess any one of them, because generally if two options are very similar and only the sign is different, one of them is the answer. Okay. Some questions can be solved by option test. By looking at the options, sometimes you can solve the question. So if you are not at all able to remember how to solve the question, try looking at the options. Maybe that will help you. Okay guys, so always study smart and not hard. And I'm sure that till now in the Minnal Keam series, all the classes that we have brought for you must have helped you. And this final complete formula revision also we brought to basically help you revise all the chapter at one single place, right? So if you want notes and formula cheat sheet, go to our Telegram app. Right now I will upload the notes of this class and you can download it from there and read it before your exam. Okay, all the best my super awesome kids. I'm sure that you will nail your Keam exam this year. You are going to rock the exam this year and I wish you all the very best. Do subscribe to the channel because still we are continuing our practice and solving PYQs for you, so don't go anywhere. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you guys. See you in the next class. Do comment and let me know you enjoyed today's lecture or not. Bye bye. Take care. Bye guys.